Carmen Miranda's father wanted a better future for his children, so he moved their family from Tijuana to Escondido.
At the time, my father was still picking oranges, but he knew that he wanted to have a home someday for us. So he started getting a job as a janitor, and all the oldest 3 kids, we all started helping him clean offices at night. Well, I think the only effect it was a lot of hard work, because I would come from school, go to work to 1 in the morning, and then get to sleep and then go back to school. So it was a cycle of the same thing over and over. So it's a little hard, yeah. I dropped out of school at age 14. I was a freshman. I just didn't want to be at school because I knew that my family probably needed me more working. I was making more money than my father was making picking oranges. I believe I started like at $8 an hour. I was 14. I started working in a pharmacy.
When she was 21, Carmen returned to school to finish her education and also get her United States citizenship.
It was hard to become a citizen because I was so proud of being Latina, but at the same time, I knew that if I wanted a good job, I needed to become a citizen. And back then, they didn't have dual citizenship, so I became a citizen, and now it feels, I'm proud, but I wish that I would be treated like an American, because you still don't get treated like an American, even though I am.
When she finished school, she married and moved to Las Vegas. Her marriage failed, and she returned to Escondido with her 2 daughters.
I left everything, and I just brought my clothes and my daughter's clothes, and we lived in an apartment with nothing. We slept on the floor. We didn't even have pillows. I went back to school. What I would do is I would drop off my girls at 6 in the morning to daycare, and then would go to work. After work, I would go to school. I went to Palomar College. And then by that time, I would go sometimes, I work at night too, and then I would go pick them up, and then would go home, and I would start the same day again, 5 in the morning, and do the same thing.
Carmen remarried and started a new life for her family. It was at this time that she became interested in the politics of Escondido.
What made me concerned was the way the city council was treating the residents of Escondido, not just the Latinos, but a lot of the other residents. They gave $15.5 million to a developer right now to come into our city and make a hotel, but they didn't have to give $15.5 million when they can use that towards our schools, sidewalks to our schools. A lot of the kids are walking to school, and it's so unsafe. There's no sidewalks. We should be working with the school districts and actually get things accomplished, help them by supporting them and anything they need for our kids in our schools.
In July of 2006, Carmen decided to run for a seat on the City Council of Escondido. Her campaign strives to get the residents involved in their city.
What I'm asking people now, Latino or not Latino, is to register to vote. It's important because if we don't get involved, the government will just, local government will just do whatever they want. We need people out there that's going to represent everybody in Escondido, everybody that pays taxes, that lives here, and that has built Escondido. So that's what I want them to know, that they need to get involved in politics. I've never been a politician. This is my first time, but everyone needs to get involved.
Consuelo's parents immigrated to the United States. Consuelo was born in Santa Ana, and the family moved to Escondido a few years later.
I was really young and I changed elementary schools a lot. So I was a loner at school, and I really felt like a minority. I remember there wasn't a lot of Mexicans living in Escondido at that time, so I always felt just kind of out of place, you know, like I really didn't belong here. Sometimes my teachers, like I think in kindergarten and first grade, they would call me Connie, and I just really wouldn't say anything because no one was able to pronounce my name, you know, because my name is a traditional Spanish name, and so no one else had names like I did. And I always thought, well, how come I can't have my name on a pencil or something, you know? So I felt like my name wasn't American enough. Just later, I started, you know, you learn as you grow. So I started to appreciate my name, and I like it, and I won't let anyone call me Connie anymore. and just I've learned a lot about my history that I didn't know, like in my older years. So I think it's helped me a lot to identify, for self-identity and appreciation.
Consuelo never remembers being politically aware when she was young. As she grew older, she became involved in activism.
It was a few years ago. I was when I first started college, and I joined MACSD, which was really, I think, the main organization that rose my consciousness, where I would just realize so many things, especially learning my history, which empowered me a lot. And from there, I just got involved in different issues that I was interested in, and it's allowed me to meet different people. I'm right now finishing Palomar College, and I've started at Cal State San Marcos. I'm studying political science, that's my major, and then I want to go on to law school and focus on immigration and human rights. I was in school I started a while ago school, and I'm a working student, so I'm not the traditional, 4-year, don't have a job, just go to school. I've always, had to work and pay for my own things. I never asked my parents to, buy me things. And so it's a challenge, but I think that, part of the reason that it's taken me a long time to finish school is because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so getting involved has helped me, pick out my major for what I want to study in college, and also giving me a purpose of what I want my career to be. I want to be an attorney, so it's actually giving me a goal in my life and a purpose, and I see myself doing activism for the rest of my life.
Along with her involvement in MACSD, Consuelo is also active in other groups across Escondido. She feels that political involvement is important for the community.
I don't believe that the voices of Latinos are being reflected in the government of Escondido, because there's only been one Latino ever in the history of Escondido, and Escondido has been around for over 100 years. I know right now we have 2 candidates that are Latinas that are running, which is great. I definitely think we need to be represented on the city council, not just with someone that's Latino, that's just one, but with the interests of the community, and not just the, the elite community, or not just the business community, but the other members of our society. I mean, it's just something that you hear every time there's an election, that Latinos don't come out to vote. And why don't they come out to vote? I think it's very important because, like I said, these laws, even local, even school board, affect our children. They affect us because we're living in this community. And so if we're not going to be able to, if we don't go and exercise our vote and tell people what we want, then, they're not going to work in our best interest. The politicians aren't going to work in the best interest of the community. So it's important to be informed and participate civically in the community where you live. I think Latinos need to get involved in politics because a lot of times we complain, that things aren't right and this is wrong and things should be better. But we have to be part of that process. We have to be part of the solution. We have to tell people what we want. People aren't going to read our minds. And we have to be involved. We have to say what we want. We have to participate. We have to vote if we're able to. And if we're not able to vote, talk to friends and family who can vote and have them, exercise their right to vote.